Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Kinga, also known as Kinga Sims. And today we're going to be looking at the new Infinite update as well as the new pack, which I am super excited for, and I have already pre-ordered it, so I can't wait. But before we get into it, I just wanted to quickly say thank you for everyone who supports me, and I do have a few videos coming soon. But anyway, let's get into today's video, and today I'll be showing you everything The Sims showed us in their live stream yesterday, including furniture, and that's the first thing we're going to look at today. So here's a little clip of some of the furniture items they showed us in the live stream, including bassinets, and I'm super excited because they're super cute and they kind of have still the original colours, so like the greens and, you know, the blue and the pink. But there's also quite a few other ones and you can kind of mix and match between them. We've also, by the looks of it, got new rugs, and I love that little dinosaur one and the clouds. And again, the colours, they're very bright and, you know, no sad beige baby over here. By the looks of it, we're also going to be having some new wallpapers, I think, and free toys that were just on that little table there. Back to cribs again. There are a lot of options, and this all is coming into base game. This is from the Infinite update, so everyone will have these. Again, as you can tell, we've got some of like the original colours that have come in base game anyway, so you can again kind of mix and match. If you want to like match all your furniture, you can do that with all these colours, but we also kind of have new colours as well, and I love them. And with this one, you can also upgrade it to a crib, which I think is an amazing option. And this one that they show you now, you can actually move it to other worlds. So if you put it in your inventory, you can actually take it with you. This was another thing I was super excited for, like kind of like, not playpens, but what they called, like, you know, the things that you put on the stair to kind of stop kids from going upstairs. Yep, so you can lock your Sims in there and prevent them from going into spaces, which I think is also really cute. And now we're kind of going to go into gameplay. This was one of the things I was most excited for when I saw it in the live stream, and they call this a science baby. So it's essentially kind of like for a surrogate story, or, you know, like a donor or something like that. So you can have a baby with someone that you're friends with. So your Sim does have to have a good relationship with the Sim that they're having a baby with. So you can have a baby with your friend, for example. So in this stream, they made Eliza have a baby with Bella Goth. I think the only thing I didn't like about this is that your Sim kind of goes and comes back with the baby. They're not really like pregnant, which I found a little bit annoying. I thought it would have been cool to kind of just be able to get pregnant, you know, have this science baby, but you can't. Your Sim just comes back with the baby. There is no pregnancy, so it pretty much is like a 3-second thing, but I still think it's a really cool feature to add. And now you can have as many babies as you want without another Sim. And you can have it with your friends. So I think it definitely adds to the storytelling kind of vibe in The Sims that a lot of us players go for. So I'm definitely excited to be using that, and I will be using that, especially like family, proper gameplay. Another thing that's being added is better genetics for babies. So now your Sims can actually have similar eye colour to their parents as well as skin colour. I think originally there are 3 different skin colours that your babies can have, which obviously isn't a lot, and it's kind of disappointing that that wasn't added straight away, but at least we're getting it now. So now your baby can actually be, there's a wide range of skin colours. I think it's a set amount as the adults have, so there's quite a large variety. For some reason, I also thought that the infant update kind of just updated your babies and it wasn't like a whole new life stage, but it is. So once your baby ages up, it goes into the infant stage and you actually have new traits now. So your infant can have these traits. So they can be cautious, sensitive, calm, intense, wiggly, and sunny. So I love how your baby now actually has a personality. I know we kind of still had traits for babies and toddlers, but I kind of love these more because now that there's that extra stage of life, you also have these traits and your baby kind of can change, you know, that little Sim can change throughout the stages. And I love this little addition so much. And look how cute the aging up is. You're also getting quite a lot of new Create a Sim items, which I'm super excited for. So like some onesies and individual items, as well as just a load of different swatches for diapers. We're also getting glasses and helmets, which I'm excited for. I feel like this adds a lot to the vibe of like the medical wearables. Not entirely sure why it took them so long to add that to the game, but anyhow, I'm glad that they're adding this now. I just think it's a cute little addition to kind of for gameplay reasons as well, of course. Another thing that we're getting is some new hairs, like, well, I wouldn't really call this a hair because they're bold, but, you know, just like a an extra bit for like, because not every baby has hair. And this new hair that they've added, I'm actually really obsessed with. I think that's probably what I'll use for my infants because I just find it really cute. Like, I know it's not a lot, but I love it. We're also getting a few different teeth settings and birthmarks. I think the birthmarks is probably one of my favorite creator sim items that they're adding to the game, mainly because they were saying that whichever birthmark you pick, kind of as the sim grows up, that will fade away. I'm not entirely sure how this will work in game, but I'm super excited to see that in game. So I will definitely be adding birthmarks to my sims. Again, with kind of like the gameplay wise and actually adding some realistic stuff into the game. In sense of that, I'm loving it because we kind of need just more of that in the game. So like these, you can see they were saying how when babies have these little kind of birthmarks, they kind of end up growing up out of them. So that's kind of what they're trying to achieve within the game. So again, I keep saying this, but I'm super excited to see kind of how that works out. Maybe a few glitches, but hopefully not. The live stream seemed to run pretty smoothly, so I've got high hopes for this. I honestly do, but of course we can't set our hopes too high, right? But the adults are also getting birthmarks, so that's great because we didn't really have much besides moles, which I guess count as birthmarks. Not really though. And I think those are, was it C-sections and stuff like that as well, that you can kind of see like the marks from those. So I'm excited for this. Another small addition, well, I say small, I think it's pretty big, is being able to choose whether your sim can produce breast milk or not. And again, I feel like I'll say this a lot, but I actually do love this addition. I think I mentioned this earlier in the video, but there are also loads of new interactions between your sims and their infants. So you can give them a bath and just wait till you see how cute they look in the little tub. I think it's just so cute. And again, these kind of little things add so much to the game. Another thing you can do is make them try baby food. And I think a little thing will pop up on the screen in a second. But you can make the infant try baby food and they will either like it, dislike it. And I think there was one more option, but you kind of have to try again, which I think is, again, for realism and gameplay, that is amazing. So you can see Eliza here trying to feed the infant some mushy peas. And as you can see, Amelia is unsure about it, so you have to try again and give it to her another time. They can also play on the floor with toys. I'm not exactly sure how many new toys there are for infants. I knew there were 3 that were kind of shown earlier, and this is just like another toy they were showing in the live stream. And of course, the main thing we were waiting for, family dynamics. And this is just, I love this so much, and it's definitely going to add a lot to your game, especially family gameplay. I feel like there isn't a lot between kind of in-laws, but now there will be. So here you can see the different ones that are in Creator Sim. So what you can do is you can give those family dynamics in Creator Sim, or what you can do is give your sims different likes and dislikes, and then that will kind of affect the family dynamics in the gameplay. So here you can kind of see the different ones. We also have a new aspiration for a child, so the build skill one, and there's kind of different ones within that. So I think that is also great. And we do, of course, have a new world with 3 different neighborhoods. I'm not entirely sure how many new lots there are. I can't exactly remember. I think it was 12 or 13. I'm a bit disappointed that there are no apartments, mainly because I know they're kind of going for that suburban look, which I love. That's kind of why I always tend to put my sims in like the countryside looking worlds. But I was kind of hoping for apartments, but I love this world anyway. So here you can see a little bit of the neighborhood. There's a lot of trees and it's very green. It's very cute and like picturesque, and I love it a lot. I do kind of love the suburban vibe for households. And you know, when you're watching Let's Plays, I love this kind of vibe for games. There is also a lake that I'm pretty sure in the live stream they said that your sims can actually swim in, and there's also this little play area for children. And there is this little statue that in the live stream they mentioned was kind of the lore behind the founder, which I think they tend to have these in pretty much every kind of world recently. They've had one in Copperdale and now they've got one here. But here's kind of more of the world. I think it's really cute. I do love it. And kind of the houses. I love that with the houses, they've kind of done a different vibe for each one, but they still kind of look the same because that's what people tend to do in the Let's Plays when they make their own saves. I thought I'd show you guys the house they showed in a live stream as well. This is quite a big family living in this house, and I love the feel of the house as well. They kind of made it look like it was actually lived in. And there's also photos that I will show in a second that are hanging on the walls that I'm actually curious to see how we can make ours look like in the game. I think, like look at that. Look at those. We have mods to make photos like that, and now we won't need that, I don't think, which I love. I'm not sure if they actually showed us in the live stream how to do that, so I'm going to have to check that out. And here they were also showing us more to do with the family dynamics. Those like little puzzle pieces is kind of your compatibility with other Sims. So there is a lot within family dynamics and compatibility in the game and kind of everything that kind of affects it. Like I mentioned earlier, there's also a load of new interactions between elders and children. And we have always complained about elders all the time, about the interactions with other Sims and how they're kind of just there and they don't do anything. And this is just going to add a lot to kind of the personality of elders and their relationships with kind of their children as well as their grandchildren. So I'm super excited for that. I know I'm kind of repeating myself, but this is such a huge thing for like Sims players because we've been waiting for this for so long. So again, huge step forward and I'm so excited. So here you can actually see the new family dynamic kind of pop-up that comes onto the screen. And you can pick yes or no. So you kind of have the option to pick whether you want your sim to have that family dynamic or not. And that's between the grandma and the child. And it's a strict dynamic. I can't remember how many there are, but there are quite a few different dynamics. You also have new milestones in the game. So for example, when infants first age up, they can't actually move a lot. And your sims kind of have to help them to get to these milestones. So for example, rolling over on your tummy and lifting their head. These are kind of things that your sim will have to work with your infant to achieve. So here are kind of the last few bits that I wanted to show you guys. So as you can tell here on the screen, there is a tree house. I'm so excited to get my child sims to play in these, and you can set a few different decorations from pirate, fairy tale and island decorations. Your adult sims can actually woohoo here as well, I think they said in the live stream. And some of the other things that you can do is add a few upgrades like a slide. You can add plant pots and flowers to there as well as a telescope. And you can also change the lights. And the next bit as well, that we will see on the screen in a sec, is learning how to ride a bike. That, again, I'm excited for. It's kind of another thing that your children have to do. They can learn how to ride a bike. And they won't be able to use it anywhere else until they learn how to use it. And someone can teach them how to. So that's all I wanted to show you today. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And hopefully I'll be posting some more videos soon once the game comes out. And maybe a few Let's Plays. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed. And see you next time.